We're going to look at Gemini's sun, moon, and ascendant. But before we begin, can I ask you this, Gemini? Would you say that you like to chat, you like to talk, you like to think? Sometimes you need to bounce those thoughts and ideas off others, and would you say that sometimes people don't take you seriously? And is that maybe because you're really pretty or really good looking, and that distracts them? So some people might like you because you're a good looker, and because you're a good looker, they don't necessarily take you seriously. All right, Gemini, sun, moon, and ascendant, here we go. All right, so Gemini, I already talked about how wonderful you are and how people think you're gorgeous, and sometimes they don't take you seriously, but you've got lots of good ideas, and you're a hard-working person, and you're very friendly and easygoing. You have a hard time probably getting really super close to people, but eventually you do have a lot of long-term friendships as opposed to a whole bunch of short ones. You can be quite neighborly. All right, so this is for you, Gemini, for the month of February 2026, and we're going to look at your love and your health and your money. This is also a month of, unfortunately, Mercury retrograde, Gemini, and you're going to experience this. I think this is going to be a little bit of a difficult month for you overall. Not a lot is going to change, though. It's just going to be, it's like you just didn't move forward far enough or quick enough, or it's kind of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and then everything's staying still for a little bit too long. So this will give you some worry and concern. Things are okay. It might be that the roots need more time to secure themselves. So I wouldn't worry too much about things not moving as fast as you want it to. Really, I wouldn't, okay? So don't bother. Don't bother. Don't bother worrying about it, all right? Things won't change too fast, but they might be moving behind the scenes, okay? And I like that, behind the scenes. So just give up the energy, give up the ghost of worry and fear. There may be some conversation with some male energy that things are not going to go well. If you're a Gemini male, you may have a difficult month, a very difficult month. Actually, just to be clear, Trump is a Gemini. Maybe it's him I'm talking about. If you've been working with dark energy, you're going to be exposed this month. I'm going to tell you that much. That's going to happen. If you've been working with dark energy, if you've got secrets, this isn't going to be the best month, because it's going to be revealed, it's going to be shown or seen, and it's not going to be an easy month for anybody who's working with dark energy. If you're moody, if you've been irritated, if you've done shit behind the scenes, you'll be exposed this month. I can promise you that. But if you've been on the up and, you've been good, if you've been kind, if you've been loving, then I see opportunity coming. In fact, it might very well seal the deal on a relationship. Maybe someone might even ask you to marry them, and I see that possibility. Maybe it's Valentine's Day that someone asks you to marry them, and I think that is going to be a wonderful day for you. And should you marry them? I mean, you've got to think about that one, right? You've got to think about that. It's very romantic, especially to get something, engagement ring or an invitation to marriage, a proposal like that on Valentine's. But it's also something that you need to really think about. If you've been thinking about marrying this person already, then yeah, maybe it's time to, make it permanent. It just might be. But think it through, take your time, accept the ring, but sit on the date of the wedding, okay? And if anybody's near me, by the way, I am an ordained minister, and I'd be happy to do your wedding. And I do hand-fasting weddings, and they're so fun and so wonderful. I love what I see here. This isn't just for Gemini either. I do see the possibility of Cancer energy also coming in and getting maybe a proposition of marriage. A proposition of marriage. Can you imagine that? Let's just suppose in the background you're still healing or dealing with some bad vibrations or romantic relationships that you've had. Maybe it's time just to sit on it and put it all in its place before you say yes, okay? So I just want to say that if you're not the bad guy that I was talking about, and instead you're the person dealing with old bad guys. So when it comes to money, you need more money. Everybody seems to need more money, but a lot of Geminis might be dealing with 2 jobs. It does look like that, or 2 sources of income. Something like that is going to be keeping you afloat. I like that. As far as health, I will say one thing. If you're getting headaches, it's sinus or eye related. Okay? Sinus or eye related. And maybe you don't realize that and haven't put the time towards checking your eyes. I would say do that, all right? Or check your sinuses. It's something like that, all right? I want you to check yourself. For those of you that are in relationship already, you may find that your partner needs to be more involved in some of the duties around the house maybe, okay? So have that conversation, and that will probably go fairly well. And for some of you, it looks like you are thinking about maybe taking some kind of educational thing that will up your service orientation, something like that, or up your abilities in terms of being more marketable. I do see a computer there in front, so maybe you're going to take something that's going to help you work either from home or in front of a computer. All right? So that's for you, Gemini. And sadly, there is going to be a good selection of you having a difficult month. Sorry, but I see it. So I'm not gonna lie. But it does look like it's only if you've been playing 2 sides or been misbehaving in some way, you're going to get some kick in the ass. Sorry to say.